Corsa Modding have just released their F1 2014 Season 0.1 beta version of the 2014 Mercedes F1 car. So I'm going to jump in and drive. Of course, I'm driving as Rosberg, Mr. Nico Rosberg, not Lewis Hamilton. I'm not sure why I just picked the one on the right-hand side. Let's go. Not sure what to expect here. Jesus, volume blasted my ears. Not sure why the sound is so high. Let's see how this goes. Well, it sounds pretty authentic. Sounds like the real deal. You hear the turbo. The steering wheel, the model of the car from the outside looked absolutely fantastic. The steering wheel looks fairly authentic. It's got all the dials on it. And what I can see of the interior of the car looks great. And when Kunos put DK2 support in the game, we'll be looking around like we're having a party. But of course, you don't use H pattern. Just checking that it's in neutral. Let's go. Get ready for the launch. Ooh, okay. Very nice. Don't know what that sound was about. Surprised how controllable the car was. Whoa, okay. Lot of low speed torque. It seems nice actually. It's really agile. The tyres locking up really easy on the braking there. This seems really good. And they did the GP2 mod, the same mod team, and it's really nice quality. Of course, these are still in beta, so I'm sure there's little knickknacks and details they need to put into it. But the fundamentals of how the car feels already, just from the first two corners, seems nice. The brake is super sensitive. I'm just resting my toe on it, and I do have big feet, but my toe doesn't weigh that much to stop an F1 car. Of course, oh dear, that was a bit strange. If you had proper sim pedals, then probably a lot better. Of course, I'm using the G25. Keeping it cheap. Oh dear, the car sliding a little bit. I'm not sure if the engine sound is fully matching up with the when you downshift and the current revs when you're on a downshift. But these are the kind of things that obviously change when the car comes out of beta. But the overall handling seems really nice. I've been a little bit timid on this, as I'm not sure what the car's gonna do. I always find with Formula cars that you really have to put a lot of time into them to get anywhere close. I mean, it's the same with any car really. You've got to put time into it to find out where its limits are. But Formula cars especially, just getting to the point where you can nail all the brake points on a given track perfectly, and then learn the subtle aspects, because obviously the downforce and the nippy nature of them just magnifies everything. And I'm sure some people find F1 cars really natural to get to, but I'm a slow learner. Oh dear. I'm struggling to drive this. It's all me. The car seems fantastic though. Another awesome mod. As I say, it's not finished, still in beta, so room to improve still. But it's just, I can't believe how much quality is coming out of Assetto Corsa mod scene. I don't even need to lift there. What am I doing? Can go. I'm pretty sure I can go flat out through that. People that do a lot of Formula racing are going to be watching this video and smashing their faces on the table going, you don't drive an F1 car like that. I know, need to, to put more time into it. Not enough time in the world for this. The onboard engine sounds really good. I mean, these cars in real life sound like garbage from outside. I'm not sure what the exterior sounds like in this mod, but the inside sound, it's really... I wouldn't be surprised if the real car sounds a bit like this. Obviously, you know, you're going to get the vibrations through the back of the chair in a real car, and it's going to be completely different to a simulator. But as far as simulation sounds go, this is really getting me into the spirit of driving this car. which is great. It's pretty funny actually how watching F1 on TV. Oh, I said F1, they're going to come and get me. Bernie's going to come and do my knees in for saying the word outside of some kind of licensing deal. Watching it on TV, you really can't hear the cars. They'll go past and you'll be like, oh, was that 2 cars or 1 car? I can't tell. I can't believe how bad they sound. Just let's just pretend we're in the 80s and we'll forget that 2014 F1 exists. But I'm sure for the drivers sitting in the car, they sound fantastic, and this mod's done a good job anyway. What am I talking about? It's really nice and controllable actually. I'll finish off this lap and I'll do a bit of a silly lap. I mean, you really can't get a decent grasp of a car from a couple of laps, pootling around for a couple of laps, but on the face of it, this does feel as if it's another absolutely fantastic mod car. If you've got a set of Corsa, you have to download this. Of course, the Robin Reliant, or the Reliant Robin rather, is the priority car. Just download that first, but get this as well. The force feedback's really nice, and you can feel what the car's doing. You can feel when you lock the brakes up. Okay, I'm going to try and put a bit more power on. I'm driving so timid. I don't know what's wrong with me. I definitely think F1 cars are this kind of car that you can't really talk and drive too well, because if you're driving it properly, you're focused 100% on the really tiny details, really getting really precise turning points and hitting really precise brake points. I'm going to try and power out a bit more. Foot on through it. Okay. Whoa, dear. If you take that properly, I think you probably could take that flat out. Of course, if you drive into the curb like a buffoon, the car's not going to be happy for it. Oh no, I got my tyres dirty. Get a broom out the cockpit, give it a clean, it's all fine. Oh, I really hope Kunos get DK2 support in this soon, because cars like this, Formula cars especially, when I was driving them with the DK1, oh dear. When I was driving them with the DK1, you really feel like you're actually inside of a vehicle, because you can kind of look over the edge as well. With the DK2, I'm sure it's going to be even better. This car does seem a little bit forgiving though. Back on that corner, I got into a little bit of a slide, and the car was kind of just planted itself. Maybe that's what the real car would have done. I don't know. I'd expected the back end to come out a bit more. Let's try and slide it a bit. F1 drifting. This is definitely forgiving. Do a bit of a slidey lap. Well, you do have to be fast to collect it, and obviously you're not going to be driving the car like that if you're actually trying to race. And obviously you see with real F1 drivers warming up the tyres and throwing the car out a bit, and even on normal laps you see them sliding quite a lot and getting away with it. So it's hard to know how much is a simulator being too forgiving, a simulator being completely abstract from the real thing, or a simulator actually doing it right. There's no way to know. And of course, unless you're playing with a servo wheel, proper brakes and everything else, it's going to be you're even further removed from the real activity. All I can say is this car seems really good fun to drive. It's really controllable. It's going where I want it to. It's doing what I'd expect a car to generally do. You know, if all the cars in the F1 Codemasters F1 games drove like this, I'd be really happy. And if I mean, if any other sim launched with a car like this in it, you wouldn't really complain. It's hard to tell until you put a lot of time into it if there are certain issues with any given car. But on the face of it, absolutely fantastic. Another brilliant car, still in beta, by Formula Corsa Modding team. They seem to be powering them out. I don't know what they're drinking in there, what they've got in the tea, but it's producing good results. So fantastic job, guys. Really appreciate you putting these mods together and releasing them for free. Don't even have to pay for this. What's going on? Let's do some donuts in celebration of another fantastic mod car. Rosberg, of course, never does donuts. He's far too chilled out and calm. He's probably not allowed to under contract. Better not entertain the crowd too much. We've got tyres to preserve and engines to preserve. Let's do a little look at the outside of the car, actually. Let's have a little gander. Oh, that's actually really nice. The way the back whips out on the donut is really... That looks really similar to how the real car does donuts. Oh, a little bit buggy there. Fantastic. The model is really nice. I mean, look at that. You could do a render of that and stick it on the wall. Fantastic. What more is there to say? Nothing really. Download the mod yourself. You've got to try it. If you've got a set of Corsa, just get these mods. Don't be stupid. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was informative, enjoyable and life-changing. I doubt it was that. Subscribe and like. Do a dance. Have a cup of tea. Goodbye.